Hello everyone, welcome back. Myself Ali Sheikh. I'm a consultant at Trial Optima Inc. So today we're going to talk about timing variables. So in a clinical trials, the data collection focus primarily on the results of the test and examination required perform. So this includes everything from efficacy data relating to the endpoints to safety data such as vital signs and adverse events. While it is very important to make sure that data is accurate, and it is also critically important to describe the precisely when a measurement was taken or event happened. Okay, so this the SDTM standard offers many different timing variables. Okay, let's dive into this video or the slides and let's check what exactly talking about timing variables. Okay, so in this training modules they cover the key sections from ADAM implementation guide and a model relevant to timing variables. So here if you go to the section 3.1.2 and 3.3, 3.3 and 4.8, and also the version number model 2.1. So you'll be have the relevant sections regarding the timing variables. If you go and implementation guidelines on these sections. Okay, for the comprehensive understanding, please refer this following materials. So the table of contains the basic understanding of the timing variables in ADAMS and the timing variables for the PDS datasets and the timing variables in ADSO. So the three different uh, contents we have to will be going to discuss on these slides. Okay, so here the basic understanding of the timing variables in ADAM. So in a clinical trial, then when it is critically important for data interpretations, timing variables specify the temporal context of clinical events and measurements. The timing variables can be collected directly from SDTM analysis specific derived within the ADAM, and these variables are broadly categorized as visit and visit windowing. You see the visit analysis visit and analysis window range, target, analysis window lower limit and higher limit, and the units, and the date time and relative days. So you have the end point like suffix DTC, analysis date, analysis time, analysis date and time. So and the time points will be in the suffix as TPT, analysis time points, analysis time point reference, and the lower time point, and the units. So the phase and the period and sub period. So like what is the phase of the time point and what are the period in the analysis time period. So that's and sub also for the sub period. The timing variable whose name starts with the letter A are directly associated with AVAL and AVAL C variables in ADAM datasets. Okay, so the timing variable can be broken down into the like visit variables, uh, date and time the measurement was taken, and relative days, and the phase period and sub period. Okay, so the timing variables for BDS datasets. So here the timing variables for BDS dataset, date, time, and relative days, ISO 8601 format date variables. The suffix DTCs are foundational for deriving ADAM timing variables. So the date 9, so ADT, and time 5 dot ATM, and date and time 15 dot. So this is, you see, the DT and time and DTM. These are the suffix for the time point references. The prefix should match prefix the of SDTM variable name. So analysis date and time variables can be imputed if necessary. Okay, so we already discussed in the last video for the model 10 the imputation method for the details. Okay, so the timing variables for the BDS dataset start and end times. So here you have another formats like analysis start date, end time, analysis start time in minutes, analysis end time in minutes, and analysis start date and time in minutes, date time 15. So AST represent the start date or time variables. So if you see ST means which is the start date, and EN means end date, represent the end date or time variables. So these analysis start and end date, time and date time and day variables can also be imputed if required for the analysis. Okay, so the timing variables for the BDS datasets are the formatting and relative day. So the date, time, and date time variables within ADAM datasets must always adhere to the specific formats for consistency and usability. So you have a format here, DD, MM, YY format. So that is a date line format, and you have time 5, so hours and minutes, and the date time 15 dot, which means it is combination of the date and hours and the minutes, the date and time both combinations. And analysis relative day variables, so never represent the day 0. So day 1 is the first non-baseline day. Okay, so we don't represent day 0. So anchor to specific variable, commonly reference start date. Okay, so and the anchor variable should be present in ADSL or the current datasets. The different anchor variables can be used for various datasets provided they are clearly defined. Okay, so compiles for the general variable conventions for naming and derivations. So this is when it is helpful when you're calculating the duration of the study. Okay, so we always take the reference from the reference start date. So it should not have any zero value, so it should be always be +1. The timing variable for the BDS datasets, visit variables. So the visit variables define the context of clinical observation within the study protocol's visit schedule. So analysis visit, populated directly from SDTM visit or derived based on the analysis needs, does not strictly need a map directly to the visit, can be more analysis centric. Must be unique for any given analysis window to ensure clear identification of the data points. Its derivation logic must be clearly documented in the dataset metadata for transparency and reproducibility. Analysis visit is primarily used to display the visit information and analysis outputs and tables. If a multiple visit fall within the single analysis window for a given parameter, anal01 variables may be used to flag the specific visit user in the analysis. So we have a flag here, anal01 flag, that can be helpful for that which visit we are considering for the analysis for the analysis. Okay, so the timing variables for the BDS datasets, visit and analysis visit windowing. So here we have analysis visit in the numeric format. So analysis visit in the character. So analysis visit numeric must be present if a visit is present. So analysis visit numeric facilitates sorting and ordering of visits in outputs. Okay, so this is a conceptual description such as average endpoint. So it is used for the derive visit names, time window names, or combination of any of these. So analysis visit is a derived field, does not have to map visit from SDTM. Okay, analysis visit should be unique for a given analysis visit window in the event that record does not fall within any predefined analysis time point window. Okay, so if you check the visit windowing concept, so these are the common variables we have to get it, because the analysis, because we need to find out the target day and the actual day differences. So here analysis window range, the range values are given for analysis window day 1 to 7 and the target relative day within the analysis window, and the difference between the relative day with the target. So the actual relative day would be the actual date of the actual day of the visit. So we have to calculate the difference between the target given in the SAP and the actual date, and the beginning value of the time point in the analysis window higher will be the end value. And the unit AW is a unit of character for analysis window range, okay, in the days or weeks. Okay, so the timing variable for the BDS datasets, time point variables, ATPT, analysis time point, character variables representing a specific time point. So the time points can be directly populated from SDTM, often derived based on analysis requirements, primarily used in conjunction with analysis visit, but can also be independent. Describe when a specific event or measurement occurred. Okay, so this is related to time point, so it's a derived time point names. Okay, so or combination of any of this. And here we have time point reference, the character variable describing the fixed reference point for ATPT or ATPTN, the first to those or last those, study start date example. The crucial for defining the context of relative time points. And the relative times, the numeric variables indicating the time relative to an anchor time, so defined per ATPT reference, allow for standardized time measurements across subjects. Example, 7 days after first dose. Okay, so this one will continue with the relative time points. So here character variable specifying the units of analysis relative time points ensure the clarity and consistency in time measurements. Examples: days, hours, minutes. Okay, so these are the differences between the analysis time point reference, and relative time and relative time unit. Okay, so the ATPT can be within a visit. Example: blood pressure assessment at 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Post those are a visit equal to week 1. So that you can be measure like 1 hour, 2 hour, if the subject is taking the medication every intervals, like 1 hour intervals. Okay, so defining the ATPTN is, okay, let's, if we check the ATP numeric analysis time point. So defining ATPTN so that it values that represent the planned time points, minutes or hours. After those can facilitate plotting. Okay, so there must be one-to-one relationship between ATPTN and ATPT. So it is good practice to extend the one-to-one meeting relationship within a study, but not an ADAM requirements. So it is maintains one-to-one mapping with ATPT must be present. ATPT is present. Both ATPT and ATP should be populated together or remain null. So the ATPT is particularly useful for plotting and precise ordering of analysis time points, enabling the graphical representation of the data progression over time. Okay, so the timing variables for the BDS datasets, reference and relative time datas. So the ATPT reference is a pivotal variable providing the anchor for relative time calculations. It defines the day 0, hour 0 from which all relative time values are measured. This ensures a consistent baseline for time-based analysis regardless of the individual subject start date. So ARL relative time and relative units together offer flexible and precise way to express time, crucial for pharmacokinetics analysis, adverse event timing, and the treatment effect evaluation related to the specific event. So the timing variables for BDS datasets, period variables. So a period analysis periods, numeric record level timing variable represent the analysis period associated with a specific record. So it's crucial for linking efficacy and the safety data to define the study period. And the relationship to the ADSL, A period should directly relate to ADSL TRT 0, TRT cross P, 01 or 0 treatment period variables. So ensure consistency between the planned treatment periods and actual data analysis periods, and it facilitates accurate analysis of treatment effects within the specific intervals of the study. So this the analysis period. So analysis period is a record level timing variables that represent analysis period within the study associated with the record of for analysis purpose. Okay, I have mentioned in the part 2 of the video or exactly about the A period, so you can have a look, go in to check it. Okay, so the next one, the timing variables for the BDS datasets, period character variables. Like this is a character analysis period, and the before was analysis period in the numeric format. Okay, so maintains one-to-one mapping with A period must be present if A period is present. Both A period C should be populated together or remain null, ensuring data integrity and consistency. A period C provides a human readable label for the numeric period, improving the clarity in reports and listings without sacrificing analytical utility of its numeric counterpart. Okay, so the timing variables for the BDS datasets, period, date or time variables. So here the numeric represents, so these are some variables. The numeric represent of the period start date, numeric representatives of the period start time, and the date time of the period start. So can be imputed using the imputation flags as well for missing values, the critical for continuous time series analysis. And also it is similar for the end date, the start of the end. This is the start date, end dates, and these are the variables support for the imputation flags. So next one, so analysis subperiod, the numeric variable representing a sub level within the period. Okay, so they are in each period they will be having a sub levels. So that representation in this variable. Hierarchy structures as per exist only A period is present. This is ASPR exist only if A is present, reflecting clear hierarchical relationship. Then indexing, the first as per with each A period always starts at 1 and providing a consistent numbering scheme for subperiods. So relationship to ADSL as per should relate ADSL period sub window variable linking to detail subperiod analysis back to the study design. Okay. So the subperiod as per and as per C. So as per variable denotes a numerical representation of the subperiod within a clinical study. It is a fundamental timing for variable for a granular data analysis. So this format is numerical and analysis variable is ASPER. And as per C variable provides a character based description corresponding directly to as per, ensuring the clear interpretability of subperiod. Okay, so this is gives one-to-one mapping. So as per must have a direct unique correspond to as per, and the conditional present as per C cannot be present as per is absent from the dataset, and it is also helpful the synchronized population, okay, to maintain the data integrity. So the subperiod dates and times. So additional timing variables capture precise start and end details for each subperiod. These are the vital for chronological analysis and imputation where data might be missing. So these are some subperiod start variables. So you have numerical date, numerical time, numerical date time, and also can be imputed using the flags. And similarly for the subperiod end date, you have, so this is the date, subperiod dates and time, so you'll be having the end date as well, and also with the flags if it is imputed. And A phase and A phase phase variables provide higher level categorizations than periods, offering a broad view of the study progression. So A phase character descriptions, the format will be the character and the analysis variable name is A phase, serve as higher level grouping for A period. So can be used independently or in conjugation with A period. It is a value is distinct from, not dependent on treatment plan ones. So should align with the ADSL A phase W for consistency. And when it comes to the numeric, so maintain the one-to-one mapping with A phase and required A phase to be present for its own inclusion. So both A phase and A phase N must be populated or null should also be related to A phase W for consistency. So phase dates and time. So similarly, like subperiods, phases also have dedicated variables to record their start and end timestamps, crucial for comprehensive temporal analysis. So you have the numeric phase, numeric date, numeric time, and date time, and also the imputed flags. And for the phase end as well, you have variables and and also with flags for the imputations. So example, the integrating the time variables in study design. So this example illustrates how phase, period, subperiod variables fit within the clinical study design, providing the hierarchical structure for the data collections and analysis. The integrations of these variables ensures a robust framework for tracking the patient progress, event timing throughout the study lifecycle from the initial screening to long-term follow-up. Okay, so overview of the timing variables. So the key timing variables in ADSL. The ADSL dataset serves as a central hub for the essential timing variables, captures the critical dates, times related to various aspects of clinical study for each subject. You have a study treatment, study phases, study periods, study subperiods. So these are 4 ways to classify it. And for in-depth understanding of our ADSL dataset for advanced imputation techniques, so you can go and check this part 2 and part 10 of the videos. You can understand these phases and periods. Okay, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.